Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun.
Welcome back to Stealing Home, the most unserious baseball show on the planet, hosted by the best brother-sister duo in baseball. My name's Anthony, this is Lisa with me, and it is Monday 13th. We got a great week of baseball, but first, if you saw Lisa's awesome video that got us like 33,000 views and 600 something plus subscribers, and you enjoy that, plus our weekly show, be sure to subscribe to this show, subscribe to our channel if you like what we're doing. And other than that, I got nothing else to say. Lisa, you got anything to add before we jump into some baseball?
No, just if you watch anything we've put out or you're watching right now, thanks for watching. Let's get into this.
Stay tuned for this Friday. I got something dropping. I know Lisa's video knocked mine out of the park, so I'd be lucky if I do.
The next one probably will too, just based on the topics.
I don't know.
See.
I don't know. We'll see. But I am dropping
Maybe
something
not,
this
maybe
Friday on pitching injuries, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
Yes.
Other than that, let's jump into the action of what we had last week and rounding that up. We look at the midweek results. Look at the Angels beating up on the Pirates. Really, the big thing I thought in the middle of the week was not only the Yankees and the Astros series was big. Yankees winning that series. The Red Sox sweeping the Braves. So the Braves kind of stumbling still a little bit. Mets beating the Cardinals. They're kind of heating up. And other than that, what'd you see out of the midweek games?
Yeah. About the same. You know, obviously your eyes go to the Yankees besting the Astros. The Red Sox with the Braves was kind of surprising. I think the Red Sox are proving to be a little bit scrappier than we thought they'd be this year, or maybe just me. Remind me, did the Orioles split with the Nationals?
They did. Yeah, that's why they're both kind of like blacked out a little bit.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah, I thought so, but I wasn't sure like how it looked on screen. One thing that did stand out to me that you haven't mentioned is redemption arc for the Rays.
Yeah, they didn't sweep though, but they did beat the
They
White
didn't
Sox.
sweep, but they were doing the City Connect thing, right, where they kept wearing the same jersey to not lose, and then they ended up losing, right?
Yeah, but they love those jerseys, so they still wear them. But yeah, big thing here, definitely Yankees beating the Astros. They win the season series, and I'm pretty sure now they don't play each other until the playoffs if the Astros make it. Which I don't know if I keep going back and forth. I don't know if I pronounce them dead, but I don't think they're dead yet.
I have. Like, for the record, I have pronounced the Astros take. It might be my Stephen A take, but I'm sticking to it because so far they're not proving me wrong. I know we're a month in, but I'll take it. Huge shock. Dodgers sweeping the Marlins.
Yeah, that's not a shock. That's not a shock. We're moving on. Let's go to the weekend.
Weekend results.
This past weekend, we had the Brewers beating the Cardinals. Oli Marmol, the manager for the Cardinals, got tossed in that game, which was a big face-to-face finger-pointing match. I thought that was really fun. The Orioles beating the Diamondbacks, Red Sox beating the Nationals, who aren't that bad. There's the Astros whipping up on the Tigers as well. Now, the Yankees and Rays had a good series, but the Yankees won. I feel like that's what you would expect at this point. I don't think the Rays have all their guns, and they're kind of like 500 ball right now. The Yankees should have won that series, and they did. Outside of those, the top two series, in my opinion here, were the Dodgers and Padres, and the Dodgers won that, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. They won that series again from the Dodgers. But also, the Braves and Mets had a really good series, and the Braves ended up winning that series, but not the Sunday night game. The Mets won the Sunday night game, which was a really fun game to watch. What do you see with the last weekend here?
Yeah, I think so. A couple weeks ago, we talked about the Orioles and the Yankees, and the Orioles being, you know, it was a big matchup between them a couple weeks ago. Who was going to come on top? We knew that the Yankees needed to do better in order to really make a stand in the AL East. I still think that the Orioles are probably the people to beat at this point.
Oh yeah.
But the Yankees haven't been doing too bad, and Garrett Cole is coming back he's rehabbing right now. So honestly, I think, and they're right behind the Orioles. So they haven't maybe necessarily done a lot lately, but I think they're not going anywhere. Yeah, like I said, the Braves being kind of sneaky good. I was surprised to see the Rockies sweeping the Rangers. I don't know what's going on there. Did you say that? I'm sorry. I was reading my notes as you were kind of like making some comments, and I was like, did he mention that? Because that is a shock.
When I made this graphic, while I was making it, I was like, oh my gosh, did the Rockies sweep the Rangers? So look at that. For Rays fans that were mad about the White Sox sweeping us. The Rangers got swept by the Rockies. So it's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, what you were talking about with the Yankees and Orioles, the Yankees have held their own. I think the Orioles are still, and you agree with me, that they are the team to beat. They're the team to beat right now.
Yes.
But so far, the AL East looks like a 2-team race with the Red Sox not too far behind, but it's a 2-team race in my opinion. Now the Dodgers. Yeah, go ahead. My fault.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say the only other thing that I'm noticing is that the Mariners keep coming up as we're doing these recaps as like winning series.
They're in first.
And when I actually look at they're actually in first in the AL West over the Rangers and the Astros.
Well, yeah.
So like,
and the A's. The A's are over the Astros.
And the A's.
Yeah.
And the A's. The A's, yeah. Who would have put the Astros in the bottom half? But are we sleeping on the Mariners? Are they?
No.
Are we looking at a playoff team?
So I'd say no. The only reason why I don't have the Astros dead is because they're in that division. And the if you're the Mariners or the Rangers, this is your time right now to put the Astros in their grave. All right. And there's like both teams don't want to run away with the division. And division's right there for the taking, but they're both around 500 ball, like not really playing that well. Right? Am I going crazy there? Like the Mariners are in first place and their division's nothing special. They're like it's the most underwhelming division in the American League is the American League West.
Yeah. No, you're right. The Mariners and the Rangers are just over 500.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's why I say don't sleep on the Astros. They're not quite dead yet because no one else in that division wants to run away and win that division. But we'll get into it. They have the Mariners have a good series coming up next weekend against the Orioles, and we'll talk about that later. But other than that, I thought that Mets-Braves game on Sunday Night Baseball was a really fun game. It was back and forth. I saw something on Twitter about it was like the win probability chart. And it was a roller coaster for the Braves and Mets, and until the very end, and then the Mets won it by a walk-off home run by Brandon Nimmo. So it was a really good game, and Pete Alonso went crazy.
Wait, did the
Mets won? They beat the Braves, walked it off.
Okay, but the Braves won the series. Sorry. Okay, because I was staring at this like, hold on, I know the Mets won. It's my bad.
Yeah.
I was reading this wrong.
And you know what?
No, it was a really interesting. What'd you notice?
I was just gonna say that the Pete Alonso's walk-up song is Revival. That song he was dancing to at the concert. Maybe I just didn't know that, and that's been a thing. But it's I thought that was interesting.
He's on my short list of favorite players. I think he's just such a nice guy.
People don't like him, and I've always said I'm not on that train. I like Pete Alonso, not just because we got the chance to interview him, but because he's actually a genuinely likable player in my opinion.
He's a generally likable guy, and also I don't know, we've talked about this before, people just hate people that like stuff, and you're allowed to like it, especially if it's your thing. I was happy to also see the Brewers beat the Cards, just as a reformed now new Brewers fan. So good baseball on this weekend.
All right,
did you want to talk about the Dodgers Padres a little bit more?
Not yet. I want to talk about the story of the week. Paul Skenes, the number one pitching prospect, probably the number one prospect outside of Churio with the Brewers, who's not a prospect anymore because he's a major leaguer now.
Because he's
exactly. You know how that works. Paul Skenes.
I've heard.
Yep. Paul Skenes with the Pittsburgh Pirates made his debut this past Saturday it just happened, and he goes 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 300 runs, got taken out in the 5th inning with a couple runners on. I think he had only allowed 2 runs at that point. One of the runs he left out there ended up coming in.
Was a home run, right?
Well, he did have a home run by Nico Horner, but on the Cubs. But he got taken out in the 5th, and the reliever that inning in the 5th inning before they had a rain delay, the Pirates were up like 6-1, 6-2, something crazy like that, and they ended up tied before the rain delay happened in that inning because the Pirates bullpen just totally imploded. But 4 innings, 6 hits, 300 runs, a home run by Nico Horner, like you said, 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. What do you think of Paul Skenes' first major league action with Livvy Dunne in the stands, watching him pitch?
Well, I'm sure we're going to talk about Livvy Dunne in a second, but I
want to so bad. I love Livvy.
I know you do. I can feel the energy from here. We're miles and miles away. No, I mean, I thought it was a really good debut. I always wonder when they bring up these prospects how they're going to do. Funny, we talked about Jackson Holliday, which is not a pitcher, but was brought up by the Orioles and has already been demoted. And, you want to know how these guys are going to do. I mean, I don't think he could have had much of a better debut, honestly. I mean, what more could you ask for? He had a standing ovation, I think, at one point. Like,
oh, it was packed. That crowd was packed to watch him come and pitch. And for good reason. This guy in all of professional baseball, I think I saw something. He has the most pitches thrown over 100 miles an hour in all of professional baseball. So this
Wow,
guy's like
that's
the
interesting.
hardest thrower of a baseball, and he's
Yeah,
getting
and he
called
did
up.
it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to get 17 pitches or something crazy. Like his fastball average for that game was sitting at 100, which is insane for a starter. You could see that for a closer because they pitch 1 inning. But I mean, this guy's starting the game and supposed to go deep, and he's averaging that kind of velocity. Now,
I was thinking like I gotta wonder how many surgeries has he already have and how many surgeries
I
does he
actually
have
don't know.
coming?
He
Because
might have had a TJ already because it seems like nowadays every college stud who comes up who's a pitcher has
you
had
already have
Tommy
one.
John at some point. So I'm not sure
Yeah.
if he's actually had a surgery or not. But yeah, no, I thought the debut was really good. Pittsburgh was packed to watch this guy pitch. I wish he would have gone deeper, honestly. Like, because I'll say why in a little bit. But no, 4 innings pitched, throwing 100 miles an hour many times and getting 7 strikeouts. That's electricity. That's what people come to watch. And if it wasn't for the bullpen imploding, and he probably would have got the W in that game. Now, Paul Skenes reminds me, and everyone's been bringing this up. He's been compared to Steven Strasburg, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with Steven Strasburg. I sent you a couple videos. I don't know if you watched those.
I did. I got a chance to watch him today.
Steven Strasburg was the original Paul Skenes. This was a guy who, for the Washington Nationals when he came up, everyone wanted to go watch Steven Strasburg pitch on his debut. They sold out the crowd. Before that, they'd only fill it up to half capacity. And even after
Wow.
Strasburg pitched, half capacity. But on the day he came and made his debut, sold out crowd. And Strasburg ended up going 7 innings pitched. He lived up to the hype. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and he broke the Nationals single game strikeout record in his first game pitching. I think it was like 12 or 13, and I think it was 13, and Strasburg got 14. So when comparing Paul Skenes to Steven Strasburg, was Paul Skenes' debut electric? Yes, but in my head, in no way did it top Steven Strasburg's debut. That, in my opinion, that will still be the most anticipated debut and the debut that actually lived up to the hype. Now, if Paul Skenes goes out there last week and throws 14 strikeouts, 7 innings, and gets into the 8th inning like Strasburg did, then yeah, he's up there. But no, he only threw 4 innings, so I can't really give him that crown. I don't know if you feel me on that one.
Oh no, I guess he just hit his pitch count. I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. After now watching, I'd seen some of the skiing stuff, but then after watching me on Strasburg, you know what happened. I mean, I don't think you can compare it. Sure, it's probably the closest that we have gotten in a while, but yeah, I don't think to say it's like the same is I think a disservice to what happened with Strasburg.
100%. And people forget. You go back and watch. I don't think that was before guys were throwing 100 and had nasty curveballs and sliders. Like Strasburg was the first of his kind, in my opinion, to come out of the starting rotation, come out of that bullpen to start the game, pumping high 90s, and then his curveball was wicked in those highlights. Like he just spun the hell out of it, and it was gross. So, and Paul Skenes is the same thing. It's just that Strasburg, like I'm not saying Paul Skenes isn't nasty. His fastball's gross, and his slider is nasty, and he has a pitch that he calls a splinker. Right? Like if you got pitches where you're making your own names up, you're nasty, dude. You're nasty. So Paul Skenes is gross. It's just Strasburg was the first of his kind. It
will never cease to amaze me how many ways you guys will find to throw a baseball.
A splinker. It's a splinker.
Yeah.
It's a very fast splitter. It's like a mix between a splitter and a sinker. The splinker.
Oh yeah, obviously. No, I knew that. I could tell.
Yep. I'd say Strasburg's still number 1. And Skenes is number 2. But I still, look, don't poo-poo on Skenes because it was still fun to watch.
No,
yeah. I'm just saying
definitely.
to myself because I could see people start hating on it.
Saw that. I think it was Votto. He also said something about Skenes reminding him of facing Strasburg just from what he'd seen so far. So I mean, yeah, the comparison's out there. Like I said, I mean, I think it's just okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But no, that he really put on a good debut. Honestly, you can't ask for much more, especially when I'm sure it's really nerve-wracking to go out there knowing that everyone is watching. Your girlfriend's in the stands. Like
Your
there's a
girlfriend's
lot
also
on
Livvy
the-
Dunne.
Right. And there's a lot going on. So I'm sure it's nerve-wracking. Maybe it's not. Maybe he's just built different, but it was a good debut.
One thing's for sure, whenever he's on the mound throwing, I'm tuning into that game because I want to see him light up the radar gun. Seriously, it is fun to watch. He's a different breed. He is a different breed.
Did not think you were going to say that. I thought you were going to say, like, I'm tuning in so that I can see the 5 seconds of Livvy Dunne they put up every time he throws.
That's a little bit of a plus, maybe both. So let me ask you that. Are we scared of, there was talk about, oh my God, they did a 3-minute interview with Livvy Dunne on his, debut. Like, why are they showing Livvy Dunne? Livvy Dunne's not pitching. It's like, come on, it's Livvy Dunne. Of course you're going to interview her. So, but let me ask, are we worried she's going to be the MLB's version of Taylor Swift where people start getting annoyed of Livvy Dunne? And if that's the case, is it warranted? I don't know. You tell me, Lisa.
Oh, where people get annoyed. Oh,
yeah.
That's a better question than what I thought we were going to talk about. I think there's potential. Here's why. The Taylor Swift stuff was awful. Like, I'm not a Swiftie. Please don't come for me if you're a Swiftie watching this. I'm very scared of them as a people. But like, it was annoying because it really felt like you were just inundated with her. But you have to remember that Travis Kelce was playing every single game, almost every single play that was, happening that game, like when they were offense. Whereas Skenes gonna be in so many games. He's only gonna have so many innings.
They play around the same time.
A...
If anything, Paul Skenes technically plays more because he goes at once every 5 days, assuming. In NFL, you play once every 7.
Sure, so but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, there's that. I also think that but against Livvy Dunne is the fact that there's probably people like me who are geriatric and did not know who she even was until you told me.
Actually,
so
that's true.
If I was watching, bro, because I'm not on TikTok. So if I'm watching and I keep seeing this girl who I don't know, and I'm like, why is she here? Like, she's his girlfriend. She's very pretty, and apparently she's good at gymnastics. I'm not really sure. I don't know this
I think
person.
She's really good. They just won a national championship at LSU that I learned because of the interview.
This is not me throwing shade. This is me legitimately not knowing. Like, I don't know this person. So if it got to the point where she was on so much and I had no idea who she was, which is where I currently am, yeah, it might get annoying. So I don't know. They will probably stop. And at some point, she's got to be busy too, right? Like,
yeah,
is she still a gymnast?
Yeah,
she's gonna have to go.
There was
something.
a conspiracy that.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got post TikToks.
I mean, it's Livvy Dunne.
Yeah, she's one of the most busiest people on the earth.
She's so busy. Look at her. She's gorgeous.
No, there was a conspiracy that because gorgeous people are just innately busy.
Always busy.
No, there was a conspiracy that they weren't going to call up Paul Skenes until LSU was done with their finals, so that Livvy Dunne could be there to watch him make his debut, or like till LSU was done with gymnastics, so that she could go watch. And honestly, I kind of think they did that. I kind of feel like they did that. But that's me.
I mean, maybe. Look, MLB knows that they're at a disadvantage with young people, as we've talked about in videos like the ones in extra innings. So, I mean, maybe they're like, oh, get the 10 million plus follower girl who's dating our new hot prospect, get him up and make sure she can be there, and maybe she can do like a TikTok dance or something. I'm not trying to condescend to what she does. I'm not actually sure what it is she does.
She's a gymnast. She is a gymnast who is very attractive. And
does she gymnast on TikTok?
She's a gymnast for LSU.
Does she?
And she is on TikTok.
Does she gym on TikTok?
Yeah, sure. Some videos. I don't know. I'm not a weirdo. I'm not scouring her video page to watch Livvy Dunne.
I don't even know who this girl is.
She's just a very hot gymnast that posts TikToks that people enjoy, and she's a gymnast, so people like her for that anyway. And she goes to LSU, which is really good at gymnastics. But then she's also just very good looking, so people like to follow her on TikTok anyway.
I'll give her this. One thing she shares with Taylor Swift, in the very little I know about her, is being able to really capitalize on something, because I guess she's really been able to make her TikTok fame work for her and sponsorships and stuff.
NIL deals, all that stuff, yeah. All right.
Yeah, definitely commend her for that. That's awesome.
Cool. I don't want to talk about Livvy Dunne the entire show, because then we're going to lose people that are annoyed about Livvy Dunne. Stop talking about her. So, yeah, congrats, Paul Skenes. I thought the debut was cool, but no Steven Strasburg, but still really cool. I'm still going to tune in and watch. All right, let's go out west. Padres and Dodgers. It wouldn't be a show if we didn't talk about the Dodgers. The Padres
Yes.
beat the Dodgers this weekend in a series. They won 2-1 in the series. They now lead the season series 5-3, and they don't play again until July 30th. They have 5 games left in the season. Now, the Padres went and traded Luis Arias, or traded for Luis Arias from the Marlins. Arias ends up getting a walk-off base hit to center field. Talk about a guy, I checked his average is like 308 right now. That's the guy who's all contact, just rope singles and doubles. He's a hitting machine. And I think it's cool that he's in, San Diego, because he's kind of like in Tony Gwynn's home. And Tony Gwynn was an old ball player who was known for that. So now that the Padres are 5-3 against the Dodgers, and in my opinion, they've owned the Dodgers so far this year. Maybe owns a little bit of a stretch, but they've beat them. They beat the Dodgers. They've done things that other people can't do to the Dodgers. How big is this for San Diego's, chances to win the National League West? Whatever chance they have.
Ooh. I mean, I think they have a chance for sure. But I don't know. I can't say that. I mean, even look, it's not enough just to beat the Dodgers. You also have to win your games. And they're 5.5 games back so far. I mean, we're still early. Caveat that, of course, as always. But you can't just beat one team. It is good for them that they keep beating the Dodgers, but you also have to go out there and win against everybody else. So if you actually want to win the league, or the division. So no, I don't think it's big for them. I don't think that this necessarily changes the math here. And I think it would be hilarious if the Dodgers didn't make it to the playoffs.
Open Dodger and Ohtani hater at the same time as loving him. It's so weird. I don't know what's going on.
I just think it would be funny for the plot if they didn't make it.
You love chaos. You love chaos. You're the Joker.
Let it burn.
You're the Joker in Batman when they're like, some people just like to see the world burn. That's you.
That's me.
That's not good.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I think you hit the nail on the head, and you actually said it better than I could. Yeah, it's good, but their chances of winning really are nothing. They got to beat the other teams that they play. Like, their record is what their record is because they don't beat the other teams. Like, if they played everyone like they played the Dodgers, then they're probably competing with the Dodgers.
They're leading the division. Yeah. If they beat everyone like they beat the Dodgers, then then we're having a different conversation, but they're not doing that.
And we'll see. I mean, I would love for them. I just think the Dodgers are too good. They're not going to catch up to them. Now, they could win the season series and still not win the division, which is possible to happen. But let's remember,
it's wild card though.
And there's five games left in their season series, and I could easily see the Dodgers winning the next 5 and flipping the table. So, let me ask, you mentioned there is a wild card. Do you see the Padres as of right now as a playoff team?
I mean, yeah, I think they could be. They could be. Their biggest problem is going to be in the NL East, I think.
I was going to say, you got 3 winners in the divisions and then 3 wild cards. Right. So if we look at it right now, the Phillies are the best team in baseball, which caught me off guard. They have been hot lately, and we have not talked about the Phillies enough, which we need to.
It's like the Braves. They're just like sneaking by, and no one's talking about them.
But even sneakier than the Braves. Sneakily, and better.
Silently deadly, like killing people on their trail towards the playoffs.
So you assume the Phillies, as of right now, and I could see them collapse, but they're making playoffs in my head. They might not win a division, but they're making playoffs. And the Braves.
100%.
So Phillies and Braves, definitely in there. Milwaukee and Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
I think that those 2 teams are going to be in there. And the Dodgers. So that leaves one spot open. Now, is that going to be the Padres? Is that going to be the Mets? Is it going to be a team from the Central like the Reds or the Pirates? Or is it going to be the Diamondbacks or Giants? Shoot, the Rockies? So I guess who's getting that final spot? You would assume that the Padres are going to be the ones trying to push for that final spot, especially if they traded for Luis Arias already.
We got jokes now. I think they're definitely going for that, right? I mean, we saw the trades they made right before bringing on that guy whose name I cannot remember, but who was supposed to help them with the fact that
the pitcher.
Yes.
Yep. Well, they lost Blake Snell and then added Dylan Cease. Yeah.
Well, let's not talk about anyone who's associated to Scott Boras, but yes, they're making the moves. I think bringing on Arias is also them realizing what I just said, which is like we have have to actually win.
Mhm.
So they're making it clear to me that they do want to be in the playoffs. I don't see a reason that they wouldn't be able to do that. I just
Mhm.
don't know that they're gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, they're in that weird area where they were last year, where they're around 500, and they got all the players and they got a good team, but they're still around 500. I think after
Yeah.
the Arias trade, that might have been the front office telling them like, boys, go out there and
We're
get it.
behind you.
Yeah, we're adding,
yeah.
we're adding, like we're gonna go get it. Like, and if you're on that Padres in that locker room, you got to be thinking like, screw these Dodgers. Screw the Dodgers.
Yeah.
People think they ran away with this, and we're in May. And we're 5-3 on them on the season. Oh, just wait. So we'll see. I think these upcoming series for the Padres are big. See if they have Arias and can get on a little bit of a streaky run. Put together an 8-2 stretch, a 7-3 stretch. Do it twice. Now you're looking in a really good position. And even if not, if they win the season series versus the Dodgers and end up making the playoffs as that third or second wild card, they end up matching with the Dodgers in the playoffs, at least they have that confidence that, hey, we match up well against this Dodger lineup. We match up well with this team. We beat them in the regular season. We can do it in the playoffs. They won't be scared of them. And I love that rivalry out there out west. So I'm hoping that we see it in the playoffs.
You just got to make it there.
Yeah.
You just got to make it there.
Get
and I hope they do. I
Yep.
really hope they do.
Yep. All right, let's move on to another story that happened. It actually happened Monday of last week, so we might be a little bit behind here, but we never talked about it because it happened after our show or while our show was being recorded. That is Willson Contreras with the the St. Louis Cardinals, which seems like they have nothing well going for them. Paul Goldschmidt can't hit a baseball. He just forgot how to hit a baseball all of a sudden. A baseball. He forgot how to hit a baseball. I forgot how to say baseball.
You forgot how to say it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, who's at fault here? I'll pull up the video.
All right, are you going to play it? Because I have it up on my screen.
Exactly,
too.
yeah, I got it. So who's at fault here? You see JD Martinez with the Mets taking a swing and nailing the catcher right in the arm. That's Willson Contreras. And he ends up fracturing his forearm. I don't know if you can see that. It's tough to see, but he takes a swing.
It was really tough to see, but I think
he hit him right in the forearm.
I think I do see it.
So usually what happens...
Yeah, oh my God.
Usually what happens is, it's like, I don't know how to put it, but usually what happens is, like, it'll hit the glove, deflect the glove falls off, and you hurt the guy's hand. But here, I mean, he got straight forearm. I don't think I've ever seen catcher's interference this bad where you hit the forearm. So there's a lot of talk about who's at fault, JD Martinez, Willson Contreras. I think, for me, the answer is easy, but I wanted them to hear what you thought.
So I'm a casual, for anyone who's still this far and they're kind of new to the show, I am a casual baseball viewer, so I'm not familiar with all of the rules. So that being said, is he allowed to be that far in? Because I would not be putting my hand there.
Well, technically, I guess he could set up wherever he wants. There's a catcher's box, so you do have to set up within the catcher's box. But if
But your arm.
Yes, and if the guy swinging the bat hits you on the swing, it's catcher's interference.
That's on you.
Which usually results in a free base for the guy who was swinging at the ball. So it's an error on the catcher. The catcher gets hit with the bat.
What happens if you kill the guy?
Yeah, I don't know. There's
like this guy. If you send him to the hospital, you get an infield home run.
Yeah, so I don't know. What do you think? Who's at fault? Because I saw the internet throwing blame everywhere, and I think it's obvious. But
no, I mean Contreras is the pitcher or the catcher, right? Yeah, I think it's on him. And me personally, I hate to put any fault here. It was very clearly an accident, so saying fault is like, I don't know.
There were people on the internet throwing like, "Oh, it's JD Martinez. Like his swing is so," and then people were like, "No, like, dude. In my opinion, you're the catcher. You see where the guy's set up. Like you should know every pitch. You look at where the guy is in the box, and you set up based on where he is. Now, yeah. So to say fault, I agree with you. I think it's dumb. I just wanted to ask that because I didn't know.
No, it's an accident. I think to me it looks like he's got his hand out to frame, right? So he can pull it back and like frame the ball as a strike, no matter how it goes. But I mean, buddy, tough luck on where you put it. So that looked painful.
So why he's so far up right here, I have the video on my screen. Why he's so far up is because teams are pressuring their catchers. They're telling their catchers to go close as possible to the batter so that you can pick up that low strike. The low strike, if you get closer to it, you can frame it as a strike.
And frame, yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, at what point do we go too far? Because this is insane with how close Contreras actually
No,
is
that's
here.
not. If that okay, then I take back what I said. Then there is a fault. Then I don't know if. Well, because I don't know. But if there was something about like the front office or somebody saying like, "Hey, statistically, we need you to go do this to frame these pitches," then I'm sorry, that's messed up. If he knows it, because you think he would know better, but if he did know better but had to do it to keep his job,
Well,
then that is bad.
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask too. Is like, what can we do to stop putting guys in vulnerable positions? Jeez, English is tough.
Well,
Because
in this case, well, sorry, go
no, I
ahead.
was gonna say because you see the front offices and the coaches pressuring these catchers to
Yeah.
do this because it does help them win if you can get that low strike. There's a reason behind it, but also you're putting yourself at risk of you can't stand or set up right in the swing path and not expect to have your arm
Right.
broken. These guys are swinging bats. It's crazy. But then you also see guys pressuring dudes to throw high velocity, which puts them at risk for
Yep.
arm injuries as well. But it seems like, obviously their job, a front office's job is to win. So they're going to try to do things to win. And a player's job is to have a job and help the team win. So they're going to do whatever the front offices want and put themselves in the best position to get paid and win baseball games. So I don't know how we stop. Like, maybe just have a little common
Well,
sense with some things like this.
in this case, you could probably say that like the robo ump situation would remove this because you can't frame the ball when the Hawkeye system is like actually review. You can tell what I'm researching when it's like seeing the actual strike zone.
Mhm.
So that takes that takes framing out of the equation. Again, I think what's crazy to me is, like you said, I mean, I know you want to win, but this is getting kind of ridiculous. And to me, it feels like it comes down to these like small statistical things like, oh, if we can frame 5% more of our pitches, then we're going to win 0.5 more of our games. I don't know actually, but that feels like that's some kind of stat to me because I'm sorry,
Oh, yeah, it sounds accurate as hell. Yeah.
right. I mean, I don't know, but that would be that's what I've come to learn from baseball. And if
Mhm.
that's the case, then I'm sorry. Take your like 2% extra win and shove it because you're putting guys in harm. Again, we can't slide to second, but you got this guy putting his arm in front of a bat because of a potential strike. Like, how about the pitcher just throws a ball? And how about you don't worry about it being over 100 miles if someone can just not hit it?
Yeah.
Like God intended.
You
I don't
know,
understand.
You make great points. And it's funny. We don't give you enough credit. I don't give you enough credit, and you don't give yourself enough credit sometimes. We do off camera, but yeah, you call yourself a casual because you are a little bit in the terms of, not a nerd,
Yeah.
not a nerd or a geek about baseball. But then you go ahead and drop a Hawkeye system in the discussion. It's like, I don't know who the real nerd is here. It might be you. All right. That's we're on the same page. I just thought that was interesting. I hope he gets well, gets better, and can come back and hit for the Cardinals because they
And I hope
definitely
he
need
gets
his help.
paid.
They
I
definitely
hope
need
he
his help.
gets whatever's coming for him money wise.
Yeah, that's another thing. These guys, they sacrifice their bodies in the hope of getting paid, and sometimes they hurt themselves before they can even secure the bag. So
Yeah.
I don't know what his contract is. I feel like he is paid well. I don't know. If he's not, I hope you are.
I mean, if he's on the roster, I'm sure he's paid at least
Well,
decently well, but still,
yeah, major
I
league.
hope
He
he
wants
gets
that.
some sort of bonus or like workers' comp or something.
You want that MLB money though. You want that Ohtani money for sure. Yeah.
No, okay, well, that's its own problem. Let's
Well,
move on.
It's time for Lisa and mine's favorite part of the show. We're already there.
It's time for fair or foul.
All right, let's jump over to Cleveland. They just had their Cleveland City Connect jerseys drop. What do you think of these, Lisa? Fair or foul? The Cleveland Guardians.
This is foul.
What?
This is foul for many reasons, and I'll go whenever you want me to.
Go ahead.
I'll wait for you to go first if you want.
Okay.
I mean, we for anyone who hasn't seen it, we did a video ranking City Connect jerseys. And we went kind of hard on any of these cities that just have their airport code on the front because
Pittsburgh.
right. I'm blanking on a couple, but there are a few
Maybe
that did that. And
Washington.
it's
I don't know.
yes, Washington was one, yes. Here's the other part that's kind of getting to me. Are these sponsored by Marathon?
Shut up. Shut
Are
up.
we playing soccer now?
Bad
Look, and
take. Bad
and I'm
take.
sure I'm sure someone's gonna say, "Oh, well, this is the place that marathon." Blah blah. What is that for? It looks
Oh,
to me like you're a race car driver.
okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the stripes on the side. I did not see
No,
the ginormous
it literally
marathon
says
logo.
this is marathon on this. What are we doing? Flag there or something. Christ,
I was gonna say,
are we still in America?
okay,
I mean, granted, actually, that's probably super America to put a logo on there. But what? Why the
monetize everything, baby.
right? If someone's gonna say, "Oh, because marathon was like created in Cleveland," okay.
It's a sponsorship.
And what? Ford was made in Detroit, and they didn't put Ford on their shirt. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, I see what you're saying. That
This
is
is
annoying.
lame.
I
This is
think that
lame as hell.
the ads on the sleeves are foul, but we're not talking about the ads on the sleeves. We're talking about the jersey. I actually quite enjoy these jerseys. I think they're cool. I'm gonna say they're fair. I do wish I don't like that it's
Low key giving Little League with like the pants and socks and
no.
everything.
I like the stripes on the side. It's like a throwback
Travel
to
ball
their
team.
old '90s Indians teams. I
Okay.
like the font, like how it looks like sketched in stone because they're the Guardians, those big Guardians that tower over the bridge. I do like that. I enjoy the look of it. I just wish that instead of the abbreviation of Cleveland, they went with like maybe a Guardian head, like a logo of the Guardian. Like that would have been cool. But I still think it's fair. I think it's good. I think they've done a good job this year with the City Connects, in my opinion. All right. So I said fair. You said foul. We disagreed. Happens
I
a
say
lot.
foul.
Yep. Let's go
If
to.
for nothing else than that damn marathon logo is gonna bother me.
Oh,
All right.
also, and what is maybe I'll change my. I say it's fair, but I might change my mind because I don't like their hat. It's just a C. The hat is just a C. It's the
I
same.
told
It's the
you,
same
it's giving-
logo. Yeah.
And I say all this knowing that look, one, I don't know all the history of Cleveland. You know, yeah, I can throw out Hawkeye system, but my book on the founding of Cleveland is a little bit, you know, it's still on the way from Amazon. So I can't say that I know the history of like
Nice.
everything about the Guardians, but as just somebody who's looking at this jersey, that's how I feel.
Okay. Well, let's
So
go
I
to
need to-
Seattle. You might like this one a lot
Okay.
more. Seattle had a promotion where they had hot dogs raining from the heaven, and you can see on the scoreboard it said "hot dogs from heaven." I don't know who is throwing these things, but
This
fair or
is so
foul.
fair.
Yeah, fair or foul.
It's so fair. This is home run. This is so fair. I love this idea because the one thing I love about baseball more than maybe anything, including baseball, is hot dogs.
I am a hot dog guy too. So you say fair here?
Oh, so
Mm-hmm.
fair. Here's the question though. Are you eating it? If one
yeah.
falls, you have to, right? You have to take a bite at
See,
least.
don't get me started because I say this is fair once. This is fair. But one,
Yeah.
that's not even a question. Yes, you're eating it. The question is,
You have to.
no, yeah, it's not a question. You're eating it. The question
Yeah.
really is, how is that hot dog wrapped in? Like, is it an uncooked weenie that they just have a parachute on, or is it a cooked weenie?
No way.
Is it a dog?
No way.
I hope it's a dog that's tinfoil wrapped and then parachute attached to the tinfoil wrap, and then it's falling down. Either way, uncooked weenie with parachute or tinfoil dog with parachute, I'm still eating it. You get blessed enough to receive a blessing from the heavens of a hot dog with a parachute falling on your lap at a baseball game. I'm eating that joker.
Okay. Here's a question, follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm trying to find if there's any boots on the ground that can report on how the weenies were actually delivered to hands. But if, let's say you're not at a baseball game.
Oh, no, I'm not
and
eating
a
it.
hot dog falls from his lap.
I am not eating that. I'm not eating a space weenie. Are you kidding me? A space weenie comes from the sky on a weather balloon weenie? I'm not eating that. No. But if I'm at a baseball park, then yeah, I'm eating it. I say fair.
Okay.
I love this. An underrated.
I think we're on the same page. I wouldn't eat like an extraterrestrial weenie. But...
An ET weenie?
Yeah, no ET weenie, but a hot dog from heaven, sign me up.
An underrated part of that too was while the dogs are falling from the sky, the song that's playing in the Jumbotron speakers is, you know, heaven is a place on earth.
That's great.
Yeah, whatever that song is.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have been so. Oh my God, if I had been there, I would be like one of those middle-aged men wearing a glove in the outfield waiting to catch a ball. I'd be pushing children out of the way.
I'd have had a crab net. I'd have had a crab net trying to.
No rules for that one. We're just going for it.
I would really, if I had the choice, I'd want them to do a remake. Who is the the guy who sings Pennies from Heaven. I'd want them to do a remake on that and do Weenies from Heaven. Like, Weenies from Heaven for you and me.
No.
Give it out. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
the one they chose was better.
Okay. Foul on my song, but fair. We can both agree.
Fair on the hot dogs
Heaven.
from heaven.
Awesome.
That is holy.
This is what baseball needs, more of this crap. And it is a little
100%.
It does give me a little bit of like feed the peasants. How are we gonna feed them, sir?
Oh,
How are we gonna
let
feed
them
them, my
eat
lord?
cake.
Yeah. How are we gonna feed the peasants, my lord? Oh, just throw them hot dogs with parachutes on them. They'll go crazy for that. It's like, we will.
To me,
We will
I
go.
always think of Hunger Games, because in the Hunger Games you can get a little parachute of like supplies to you to keep you going.
A sponsor. Well,
Imagine
cool.
you're the one person in the Hunger Games, but all you keep getting are like hot dogs. You're like, come on,
I can do a lot with a hot dog.
give me a weapon.
All right. Let's move on. Let's go to the janitor throw. Fair foul on this throw. It's called a janitor throw. I just wanted to bring it up. I don't know if you've ever seen a throw like that or knew that if you saw it, that's what it's called, a janitor throw. Do you think this is cool? Yes or no? Fair foul.
It's kind of like the scorpion kick in soccer, right?
Oh, like
Because
the.
it goes
Is that what it's
completely
called in
upside
soccer?
down. I think so. Yeah, because you kick with your leg. You kick when you're upside down.
I think it's cool.
That-
I'm gonna say it's fair. I love this. Anytime that an outfielder has a chance to pull this off, they should do it. I think it's like an old timer's throw.
Why?
It's an old timer throw, but it is sometimes you do get a little bit of oomph behind the ball when you put all the body behind it, and it looks cool.
Is that what it's for? For more momentum?
No, that's just, hey, he's throwing the ball and he put everything into that throw, and you can visually see that too. So I would love a stat cast to see if it actually helps with velocity, though. I know there's data on that, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair.
Cool.
But if hot dogs from heaven were a home run, then this is kind of like, to me,
A fair bunt. I like it. It's still fair.
well, no, because I'm really into bunts. It's kind of like just like a ground ball. Like, it's good. We got on base, but
All right, that's all I
Like,
got
okay,
for
over it.
fair or foul. I think the hot dogs from heaven definitely stole the show.
I liked it.
Yeah. All right.
Love a good hot dog.
Go ahead and look at next week's matchup. We start with the midweek matchups that we have coming up next week. I was looking at this. I'm like, wow, all the great matchups are during the middle of the week. Why didn't we put these on the weekend so I can watch some of these? Immediately off the bat, that I think is going to be a good matchup. Yankees and
Rockies,
Twins.
Padres.
No, Yankees and Twins. I think the Yankees and Twins is going to be really fun to watch. Those are two teams that are, at the top of their divisions. I say top, meaning like top portion. I know the Orioles are at
They're
the top.
fighting.
Yeah.
They're fighting right now for their divisions.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's going to be fun to watch. Outside of that,
Rays, Red Sox.
That'll be fun, but they're both kind of like middle teams. I think Mets and Phillies are going to be fun to watch too. Like there's a lot of series here.
Are they rivals, Mets and Phillies?
Yeah, they don't like each other. And they're also fighting for the division there. And the Phillies are hot.
Right.
And the Mets just came off a nice win with the Braves. So that'll be fun. I actually might tune into that after the show. But yeah, like you said, Rays and Red Sox, that'll be all right. Can the Red Sox create some distance as the third place team? Can they kind of push down the Rays and the Blue Jays? Can the Red Sox push those teams away? Another good series I think here is the Guardians and the Rangers, because the Guardians are a good team. The Rangers are defending champs who just got swept from Colorado. Can we see them bounce back? Can we see the Rangers put together some good stretch of baseball to try to get first place in the West? Other than that, Blue Jays and Orioles I think will be good. That's a division series right there.
A's Astros. If the Astros lose, are they dead? Can we
maybe
put it in the obituary?
not yet. Not until one of those. Not until the Mariners or the Rangers pull away. I can't call the Astros dead. But also right here, staring at me in the face, Cubs and Braves. That's going to be a really good series too, and that's at Atlanta. So that'll be really fun to watch too. Other than that, let's go to the weekend matchups. And we got Pirates Cubs. I think that'll be cool. Let's see if the Cubs can put away the Pirates. Paul Skenes will also be pitching in that series too. So I told you I'm going to tune in. I will tune in. Mariners and Orioles I think might be a little bit interesting. Let's see if the Mariners are for real. They're going to be playing the Orioles, who are a good baseball club. Twins and Guardians. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're getting spicy. Twins and Guardians, two teams atop the American League Central. They're going to be playing this weekend. That's a good series. We got Padres and Braves. I don't know why I just had like a mental fart there. Padres and Braves. They're both the primetime games this week. And that's going to be a good series, too, at Atlanta. Hopefully, the Padres are going in there hot, and Atlanta starts heating up a little bit, too, because they're kind of scuffling just a teeny-weeny bit, but nothing crazy. I can't believe I just said teeny-weeny unironically. Hot dogs are getting to me.
It was the hot dog talk.
Yep. Weekend matchups. What do you think before we make our primetime picks?
No, I mean, I think you got them, like you said. I mean, the midweek is a little bit more interesting than this one, but yeah, Mariners, Orioles will be fun.
That Twins Guardians series might be like the one I'm kind of looking most forward to, just to see are they legit, like who's better out of those two.
Yeah. Brewers, Astros, because like I said, I'm a Brewers fan now. So
you just want to see the Astros die. Like you're like you already think they're dead, so you're just like,
no, exactly. I think they're dead. Yeah. I want proof. I need to. It's like in a TV show. I need to find the body.
You gotta see there's no body.
There's no. I'm the detective in the TV show, like looking for the body.
Yeah, right everyone's like they're dead. They're dead. It's like they might not be.
I'm taking note. I'm like asking neighbors. No, but I do like the Brewers, and it would be good for them to keep winning because I'd like to see them in the playoffs this year. Yeah, I don't know. Other than that, there's not really too much. I mean, anytime I see the White Sox now, I get a little bit worried, or the Rockies. Like, who's gonna be the next to fall? So they're up
that
against
series.
the Yankees.
It's gonna be a sweep. You just don't know who's winning.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
There's a 1 in 5 chance they sweep you.
Hey, and a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. I mean, I think you covered it all pretty much.
All right. So let's look at the primetime games. This is our standings first. So Lisa, you went 2-0. I went 0-2. So I talked all that crap about tying you or being ahead of you last week, and now I'm back in the basement. Lisa 7-8. I'm 6-9 on the season with our primetime picks, where we pick the Saturday baseball game on Fox and the Sunday night game on ESPN. Brett Lindsay, who drops on the show every now and then, he's sitting at 3-2. That's why we never invited him back, because he's really good at picking games. All right. So let's look. Saturday and Sunday, both Padres and Braves. So if you're tired of these two teams, tough luck. We're going to be watching them all weekend. Saturday at 7 o'clock, Padres at the Braves. Who do you have? Do you want to split? Let's just do both, since it's both the same two teams for both days. So
what do you mean?
I'm saying let's just give me both your picks for Saturday and Sunday. Do you think it's going to be a sweep of 2 games for one team?
Oh, we're doing Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, they're both
the Padres, Braves.
They're both on. They're both prime time. So Saturday, Sunday, both Padres, Braves. Saturday on Fox. ESPN is on Sunday. So how do you have this one shaken? I can go first if you're confused at my question.
I thought the Mariners Orioles was on Fox.
They're on FS1.
Oh, okay. I'd probably go split, honestly.
Okay. Now you have to.
I kind of
say the day. Say the day though. Like who's winning Saturday, okay. Who's winning Sunday. That way you can't get away with.
When is the series starts on Friday?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but we're just going Saturday, Sunday.
We're doing Saturday, Sunday.
Exactly.
So I think and they're playing in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think the Braves will win Friday, the Padres would win Saturday, and then the Braves would win again on Sunday.
Okay, so we don't need the Friday game, but just the Saturday.
I'm sorry, Padres then Braves.
Okay.
I know, but I was this was me building the story in my head.
All right, I got you. I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to go Padres are going to win the Saturday, Sunday game, both. They might lose the first one. I don't care. But for Saturday, Sunday, Padres are winning.
That's wild.
Yep, I know. I'm riding the train.
I almost picked the Braves twice, but I wanted to give the Padres enough credit that they could at least split.
Okay, that'll be that. I have the Padres. I want them to win. So hopefully they do. And I'm sorry, Padres fans. I might have just gave you the kiss of death because my record is 6-9. They're the standings again. Lisa 7-8. I'm 6-9. I'm chasing you. I'm 1 game behind you. Long season, girl. Long season ahead of us.
You were right.
Might get hot. I'm not dead.
So no Mariners Orioles. We're not talking about that game.
No, that was on FS1. That's on FS1. Okay. They got FS1, Fox Sports. Can we just have whatever? Let's just have it on one channel.
No.
Stop being confused.
Did you not watch our blackout video? It's impossible.
So
why make it easy to watch baseball?
Yeah, like Lisa said, watch our blackout video. Ours. It is ours, but she did it. She was all hands on. It was her video, and she did a great job on it, and it brought a lot of eyes to us. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. It's kind of crazy. We were like 66 not too
How
long
wild.
ago. Yeah.
And Ant has his injury video coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be really interesting, especially. I mean, there's a lot of conversation around that this year, so I'm excited to watch it.
Spoiler, I don't know what's causing it, but we have an idea.
But we have ideas.
Yeah, but there's no like specific one-to-one correlation. Like, yes, this is what's doing it, but we kind of know.
No, you need to clickbait them. You need to be like, I know exactly what it is.
I found the cure,
and it's all Manfred's fault.
The cure is hot dogs from heaven raining down. You got to eat as many as you can. That's why Seattle's doing so well. All right. Other than that, that's all I got for today's show, Lisa. If you got anything you wanna chime in.
No. If you made it this far, like we said earlier, we're on the road to 1,000. So please leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all the things. And thank you for getting this far and watching with us. We appreciate your eyes.
And shout out to you, Lisa, with that Tampa Tarpons hat. I noticed halfway through the show. I was like, that hat's really cool.
We're Tampa girly.
All right. Till next time, guys. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now is telling different. Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now is telling differently.